He saw me. I didn't know.
Oh, now we're on. Okay. We'll do this as our 10-second warning. Just already. I think I forgot to put makeup on. You may survive. Welcome. We reconvene in our regular session, and that means the town council, we just came from another meeting, and we are ready to start one of our favorite meetings of the month, our Student Citizen of the Month. We begin by welcoming you, and I'm Mayor John Lewis, Councilmember Jen Daniels, Councilmember Jordan Ray, Victor Peterson, Ben Cooper, Eddie Cook, and Jared Taylor. This will be the team to help in the flow. Councilmember Daniels will read the names. We have 3 groups. Before I tell you about the 3 groups that will come down here, we also have some of our teachers, principals, administrators of our schools here. Could they please stand and be recognized? We often will talk about our greatest asset in Gilbert, and it is education. And so those who just stood, thank you for being the leaders and helping those who are our future leaders. And yet, for those who will come down here in a few minutes, I'm not going to take time to give all the reasons why you were selected to be the Student Citizen of the Month, but we've looked at some of the reasons, and they are fabulous. You have been doing some things in your school to show great leadership. In some cases, you might not even know what you were doing, but people are watching you, and you are doing things to build your community, to help in the classroom, maybe on the playground, maybe it's something special of helping other students, but you're doing it, and we commend you for it, and thank you. We're going to recognize 3 groups, and group 1 will be those in elementary school from, well, you know, some schools are different, but typically our kindergarten to 6th grade, but a couple of cases will be 7th grade. And it will be if your school starts with the letter A to I. We'll have you come down, and I think that's Ashland Ranch, down to Imagine West.
Islands. Mm-hmm.
Or,
Islands.
Oh, Islands. So Imagine West is before Islands, thank you. And so Islands, if you are in that first group in elementary school, A to I, please come on down, and we'll have you stand right behind me.
Yay, come on down.
Right over here. Look at this good-looking group. The next thing we will do is Councilmember Daniels will introduce each of the students one at a time. They'll come up in this vicinity. We are going to take a picture of them, and on the back table, if you're interested, is a little card. It's our Gilbert digital card that will let you know where you can go and see the pictures that are being taken, and we encourage you to like us on Facebook, Gilbert Town Hall. How's that for a plug? And you're also invited and encouraged when you know that your school is about to come up, we're doing that in alphabetical order, feel free to come up here. We'll make sure we have time to take a picture. And once we get rolling, we'll be on a good fast roll because Councilmember Daniels, please.
Thank you, Mayor. From Ashland Ranch Elementary, Paige Sherman.
Not today.
From Burke Elementary, Caitlin Ganley. From Carroll Ray Ranch Elementary, Xavier Rollier. From Chaparral Elementary, Josh Nielsen. From Finley Farms Elementary, Eric James Sugden. Eric James Sugden. From Gilbert Elementary, Rachel Nedry. From Gilbert Arts Academy, Natalie Gardner. From Greenfield Elementary, Simon Hoffman. From Highland Park Elementary, Michael Castle. From Houston Elementary, Jacob Burgess. So Mayor doesn't get confused. From Imagine West Gilbert Charter, Eli Mesa. And Mayor from Islands Elementary, Colton Candelaria Kranz.
We're going to ask our group one to come forward, stand in this vicinity, and we're going to do a group picture together. We'll shift to left maybe three steps to the left. That'll make it easier for the pictures. Group one, big round of applause. Thank you. You may go back to your seats. And we now invite group two, if you're in elementary school, from J to Z, which I think the last one is W, Weinberg Elementary, and the first one is?
Leading Edge.
Leading Edge. So group two, please come on down if you're in elementary school, from Leading Edge to Weinberg Elementary.
There is no Leading Edge
they leave it blank if there's nobody there. And that's what bugs me. They mix it up and
She did that.
Councilmember Daniels, you may continue.
From Mesquite Elementary, Connor LaPierre. From Neely Traditional Academy, Amber Mariciana Thompson.
Thank you.
From Oak Tree Elementary, Ariana G. Gonzalez. From Patterson Elementary, Lillian Bunzel. From Pioneer Elementary, Sydney Menden. From Playa del Rey Elementary, Mallory Dolan. From Quartz Hill Elementary, Lucy Burnham.
You have two names.
From Quartz Hill Elementary, Lauren Christensen. From Settlers Point Elementary, Lexi Crandall. From Sonoma Ranch Elementary, Jackson Crum.
Thank you.
From Spectrum Elementary, Everett Vierga. From Town Meadows Elementary, Gianluca Cincinelli. From Val Vista Lakes Elementary, Luis Duarte.
That's group 2. Group 2, come forward. We'll do a picture together. I think we want to shift a little bit towards my direction. Let's give group 2 another big round of applause. Thank you. You may go back to your seats. We invite group 3 forward. If you are in junior high or high school, please come on down. Councilmember Daniels, please.
From Campo Verde High School, David Kerr. From Desert Hills High, Matthew Vatcher. From Gilbert Classical Academy, Justin Plum. From Gilbert High, Jonathan Aguilar. From Gilbert Junior High, Nicole Kronwitter. Oh, you got family over here too. From Greenfield Junior High, Hudson Moore.
Now give me one on this so I can go like this.
Got the basketball shirt on. From Highland High, Christy Rush. From Mesquite High, Amanda Rainier. From Mesquite Junior High, Zoe Griego. Zoe, is it Zoe? Is it just Zoe? Zoe? She said Zoe. Oh, too bad for you. From South Valley Junior High, Marlena McCage. From Williamsfield High, Sydney Van Stee. From Gilbert Early College, Catherine Corsilius. And Mayor, last one from South Valley Junior High, Adrian Barba.
Group 3, we'll invite you to come forward for a picture together. Probably a little bit this direction we'll be able to fit in. Possibly a second row. Okay. Yes, council members, we'll kind of be in the background here, but please give Group 3 a nice big round of applause. Thank you. As mentioned as we started, we congratulate you, we thank you, we encourage you to continue to do what you're doing. And at this point, you may go and celebrate by shopping Gilbert, any spots where you get treats. And then, of course, our student citizens of the month want to go home and probably help around the house, dishes or something like that. But we thank you, and we will begin our formal town council meeting after a short recess. You're invited to stay, but on the other hand, if you need to get home for homework, that's fine too. Thank you.
Mayor, is Barbara What's her? Because I see that
Dr. Robichaud, Joanna.
My picture came out dark. Can I get
We'll invite the Boy Scouts to please come forward and stand right over here. You ready for this baton, Jen?
I should sit back and your set.
I'm making cards.
She tells me every year it's her favorite day of the year.
Yeah. It should be. It's over again for 1 year. So how are you? The firm's just
Thank you. We will begin our January 24th, 2013 Town Council meeting. We've just concluded the Student Citizen of the Month, and we welcome you now to additional components of this meeting. We begin with an invocation and Pledge of Allegiance. The Boy Scouts have come in front and center. We appreciate that. And Mark, if you can come forward. In just a moment, we're going to invite Mark Menden to say the opening, or the invocation, I should say. Mark is the dad, and Mark, you can do it. That'll work. That'll work. Mark is the dad of one of the daughters who was just recognized in Student Citizen of the Month, and so we're grateful to have him give the invocation. As noted on the agenda, the invocation may be offered by a person of any religion, faith, belief, or non-belief, as well as council members. A list of volunteers is maintained by the town clerk, and interested persons should contact the clerk for further information. We invite those in council chambers to please stand. The invocation will then be offered, and Councilmember Daniels will introduce one of the scouts to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this evening and for the opportunity to be here as in the town of Gilbert. We're grateful for the blessings of the pioneers and those who've established which wonderful places. We're grateful for those who are willing to serve, our town council and mayor. We're grateful for the opportunity to be here this evening. We ask a blessing on us as citizens and as members of the community, that we will find ways to reach out to our neighbors and to continue to make Gilbert a great place. We ask a blessing on those who are serving us as citizens, that they will be mindful of our needs and seek to always do what is best for the community. And we ask a blessing on those who are serving in the military and defending freedom. They will know that we love and support them and are grateful for their efforts. And these things we thank thee for and ask for in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Mayor Caden Gokritz will lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Appreciate your help tonight, Scouts. You all look sharp in your uniforms, and after tonight, you'll be one step closer to the rank of Eagle. So we appreciate your efforts, the leaders that you are in our community. We'll pass the mic down, have each of you introduce yourselves, and as is tradition, we will provide each Scout with a copy of the United States Constitution. So Caden, we'll have you start. Tell us your name and your rank.
My name is Caden Gokritz, and I'm a star.
My name is Chaston Williams, and I am a life.
My name's Kyle Braddock, and I'm a star.
My name is Dalen Williams, and I'm a life.
My name is David Morales, and I'm a life.
My name is Easton Allen, and I'm a star.
My name is Garrett Mortensen, and I'm a life.
My name is Branson Strong, I'm a life.
My name is David Pack, Committee Chairman.
My name's Rich Williams. I'm Assistant Scoutmaster.
My name is Chase Thuden. I'm a rank 2.
My name's Mason Lunt, and I'm a star.
My name is Brady Thuden, and I'm a second class.
Thank you. Mayor, if we could have the audience give a nice round of applause for our Scouts.
We will now have the roll call conducted by our town clerk, Kathy Templeton.
Mayor Lewis,
Here.
Vice Mayor Cooper,
Here.
Councilmember Cook,
Here.
Councilmember Daniels,
Here.
Councilmember Taylor,
Here.
Councilmember Ray,
Here.
Councilmember Peterson.
Here.
Quorum is present.
Thank you. I'm going to go to agenda item 3 and then 3A and then come back to 2. We will begin with Councilmember Peterson presenting the School Choice Week proclamation.
It's my honor to do this tonight. Thank you for inviting me to. I would like to invite Joanna Curtis and Barbara Duncan up from EduPrize tonight. They'll be receiving this award, or proclamation, I guess. Before we get started, if you want to just tell us a little bit about yourself and your organization, that'd be great.
Don't you love that? We are educators who love children and celebrate with you this evening and all of the wonderful accomplishments and living out our dreams, being able to teach children with our hands-on science-based curriculum. Very excited to be working with the greatest staff and greatest parents on the planet.
My name is Dr. Barbara Duncan. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of EduPrize Schools, and Joanna Curtis is a co-founder and a teacher who started EduPrize Schools in 1995. And school choice is the option for all children to have the right to an excellent educational opportunity. And that's what this week is all about. And Arizona is a leader in the nation, and that is why we are hosting in the Phoenix Convention Center tomorrow night a huge school choice event, which is a kickoff for the nation. And Mayor Lewis has been quite an advocate for excellent education for all children, and he will be at our annual kickoff event at EduPrize School tomorrow for the state of Arizona. And Joanna will be recognized tomorrow night on behalf of all teachers in the nation. So, congratulations, Joanna.
Thank you. We need to do a group picture. This is historic.
All right, we are going to invite up Coach Minor Webster, his wife, Sarah, and all of his entourage who's here today. All the team, coaches, everyone come on up. You'll see here in just a minute why we're recognizing Coach Webster. Come over on this side so the cameras can get you. Anyone who knows Coach Webster knows he doesn't like to be on camera. We're going to bring him up front and center. This is especially exciting for me as my neighbor has played on Highlands varsity team for the last couple of years, so we've got to go to lots of games. But before we read part of the proclamation, we're going to show a video first over here on these two screens. before we have Coach Webster introduce his players and coaches and his wife, I'm going to read part of a proclamation. So obviously by the video, last Thursday night, we wish we could have been there, but we had a council meeting. Last Thursday night, Coach Webster won his 700th game. That's a lot of games. When you think about their winning on average, now they win more than most, but 25, 26, 27 games a year. That's a lot of years. Coach, I'm going to read part of this proclamation. We'll get to just the good part of it. In 91 and 92 is when Coach Webster led the Gilbert High School girls team to back-to-back state titles. In 93, Coach Webster became Highland's first coach, and to date, the only girls varsity basketball coach. He led Highland's first 2 teams to back-to-back state championships, including an undefeated season. And during his 25 years of coaching girls varsity basketball, Coach Webster has brought 8 state titles back to Gilbert, 2 with Gilbert and 6 with Highland. Coach Webster is currently tied for the most girls state titles in the state of Arizona, and he has a winning percentage of 87%, which is the highest ever. 87%. Aren't the Suns hiring? Coach Webster has mentored numerous young ladies over his 25-year coaching career. He teaches his players to apply pride, which is perfection requires intense daily effort, not only in basketball, but achieving life's goals. Like I said, last Thursday, the 17th, won his 700th victory. And so as of last Thursday, January 17th, Mayor Lewis announced that a distinct pleasure to proclaim that day as Minor Webster Day in the town of Gilbert. So let's give Coach Webster a round of applause. Now, I know that Coach Webster has at least, I would say 10 years left in him, as my daughter is 7 years old, and my other daughter is 4, so there's no pressure. Of course, by then, he'll be almost 1,000 wins. But we're going to pass the microphone over to Coach Webster, again, congratulating him and have him introduce his team.
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for inviting us down here tonight. It's an honor to be here, and appreciate all the parents. There's a lot of parents that came with us as well. Anyway, this is my wife, Sarah. And Steve Irwin is, in the 25 years, he's been my assistant, one of my assistants for 22 of those years. Gene Velaki is about 8 or 9 years now in the program as a JV coach, and now has come up to the varsity. Then I'll just go down the list here if I can remember all their names. This is Liz Rudd. Raise your hand when I see you. She's a senior. Megan Roberts, a junior. Hadley Nielsen is a sophomore. Aaliyah Bryant is a junior. Rebecca Rudd, it's the first time I haven't seen them standing next to each other, is a senior. Megan Brown is a senior. Kendall Perry, a sophomore. Melinda Myers, a junior. Hayden Lemons is a junior. Kathleen Cabrera, or Kat, is a senior. Maddie Brown, I'm sorry. This is Megan Brown over here. Maddie Brown is a senior. Olivia Lucero is a senior. Kayla Miranda is a senior, and Mary Eckenrode is a junior on this year's team. And these are some of Gilbert's finest kids right here. Some of the best you can find.
We look forward to inviting the team back with Coach Webster after they beat St. Mary's in the championship this year, and have them report back on the state championship. But thank you again for coming, and a special congratulations to Coach Webster. 700 victories, 87% winning percentage. Unbelievable. Thank you, Coach, for coming down.
Oh, it's picture time. Yes. Clothes on in. Thank you very much. We also thank our Gilbert Digital team for helping pull that video together from various sources. We will move back to agenda item number 2 and have our presentation of the annual audited financial reports.
Good evening, Mayor Lewis and council members. My name is Florence Schultz, and I'm the accounting administrator for the accounting division. I'm here tonight to present to you Gilbert's comprehensive annual financial report for fiscal year ended June 30th, 2012, in addition to the single audit report and the expenditure limitation report. I would like to thank all my staff in the accounting division and also give a special thank you to Dana Felici and Margie Bollinger. We all worked very hard to ensure the accuracy of these reports. And also I'd like to say if you have any questions regarding any of these reports, do not hesitate to call me. I would like now to introduce to you Corey Arvisu. He's the audit partner with Heinfeld Meach & Company. They're the ones who perform the audits on these reports. And he would like to say a few words about the audit and the audit results. Corey?
Thank you, Florence. Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. I appreciate the opportunity to present to you the 2012 audit of the town of Gilbert. Although during the audit we worked very closely with management and staff in performing our audit procedures, we do ultimately report to you as the governing body. So I certainly appreciate the opportunity to present with you here this evening. As indicated, we are Heinfeld Meach & Company. Our firm does specialize in audits of governmental entities. So I think we have a good comparison and frame of reference when we come in and audit a government such as the town of Gilbert. I'll just provide an overview of the reports. I know our time is limited, but I'll certainly try to make the most of it. All of the audit procedures are done. Town of Gilbert has actually issued all the reports required for the 2012 fiscal year, which of the clients I audit, Town of Gilbert's the only one that issues all of its reports that early, for a municipality anyway. So that's just one indication of staff's commitment, management's commitment to issuing timely reports and doing it in a high-quality manner. So I do believe in some form you've been provided the documents that Florence has indicated. The first one is this larger bound document, the comprehensive annual financial report, essentially the financial statements of the town. One of the early parts of that report is the letter of transmittal. That's the letter from management, essentially introducing the report. That's not part of an official set of financial statements. It's not something we look at as your auditors, but it's certainly a great opportunity for the town and management to report information, to the accomplishments during the year, some of its goals and plans for the town in the future. That's certainly a great opportunity because people do look at these financial statements. It is something that is looked at, and it's a great opportunity because, once again, we as auditors don't necessarily comment on the type of information that's in there, and there's really no restrictions on it. So that's one of the early items in this report is the letter of transmittal. Right after that is our auditor's report, our opinion on the financial statements, and as I'm sure you would expect, it is an unqualified opinion. That is our opinion that the financial statements are materially correct, that users of the financial statements can rely on these financial statements. Right after that is a required part of the report. That's the management's discussion and analysis. It's a narrative overview. Once again, it is required, so there's a little bit more technical language in it, analysis performed in that document or in that part of the report, comparisons from the current year to the prior year. And we as auditors, once again, we don't provide an opinion on it, but we do look at it for consistency and to make sure the information in there is consistent with the rest of the report. Right after that is the financial statements, and that's where, once again, users of your financial statements, whether that be the municipal bond markets, the grantors, that's where they'll really start looking at the financial elements of the year. And governmental financial statements are quite a bit different than probably financial statements you may be familiar with in your own business or industry. They start off with what's consolidated or government-wide financial statements, and a little bit after that they present more detailed fund financial statements so you can see the activity of the general fund, your capital projects funds, your debt service funds, your water, your enterprise funds, your water and wastewater funds. So they're a little bit structured a little bit differently than financial statements you might see in the private sector. And that's, once again, a little bit unique, but also I think as decision makers it's beneficial for you to see that individual activity of the different funds. After the financial statements is the notes to the financial statements. Most financial statements do have additional narrative information behind them that just provides a little bit more detail as far as the numbers are concerned. After that, everything after the notes to the financial statements is additional information that the town, as part of the preparing a comprehensive annual financial report it's not required by reporting standards. It's additional information which once again the town is elected to include in their financial statements, so that once again users have a little bit more information than they may not normally have access to under just a basic set of financial statements. So everything after the notes to the financial statements, and I think there's actually a tab there, so you'll see everything combining in individual financial statements in that statistical section is all additional information that the town is elected to report. Once again, just allow users a little bit more access, a little bit more detail to the financial activity of the town. And that's the CAFR. Once again, the financial statements. The other reports that were included are your single audit reporting package. The town is the recipient of a large amount of federal funding. We as the auditors are required to come in and evaluate the federal programs and audit certain federal programs. We do an analysis each year, and we'll look at different federal programs based on that analysis and based on certain risk factors. So that's one of these smaller reports here is the single audit reporting package. And once again, that's just a little bit more detailed audit review than would be normally required, once again, in just a basic audit. Recipient of federal funds, and that report goes on to the federal government and federal agencies, and they take a look at that as well. Another report, the annual expenditure limitation report, that's required for state compliance matters. That report is also included in your packet. Then another shorter letter, and this is just from us as your auditors. We call it the audit communication letter. It's just a brief letter outlining our responsibilities, any difficulties if we did encounter any difficulties during the audit, we'd be required to include this in this letter. If there were any uncorrected misstatements, we would inform the governing body, the town council, of that in this letter. And just some other key, what we think important matters to, in writing anyway, communicate to you as the governing bodies in this short 2-page letter. So that was also included. So with that, once again, I know it was a brief overview. I would like to extend an offer should the town council in a work session or study session ever desire to take maybe a deeper dive into the financial statements, what types of audit procedures we perform during the audit. We do come out in the summer, begin our preliminary planning, look at internal controls and compliance, and wrap it up in the fall as far as a more detailed review of your balance sheet, your cash and investments, your receivables, and your revenues. We do that in the fall. Then wrap it up once again in December. So with that, I'd once again like to thank you, thank management and all the staff. We don't just work with the finance department. We'll work with utilities, we'll work with community development, we work with some of your grant departments, and successful audits only is as successful as the assistance we get from all members of the audit team and the management and staff of the town. So once again, I'd like to cooperate. Everyone was very helpful during the audit. So with that, I'd like to once again open up to the town council if there was any questions you had regarding the audit processes, some of the procedures we do, or where audits may be going in the future. So thank you, Mayor.
Questions or comments? Councilmember Daniels.
Mayor Lewis, I think this speaks both to the professional nature of our staff and our management, and also the expertise that lies within our finance department. We appreciate your efforts and the great job that you do on a daily basis for us to make this audit process less painful. It's all these little things you do throughout the year that create the culmination of this audit, and we appreciate that effort.
Town Manager Banjer.
Mayor, members of the council, I'd just like to thank Cindy Mathiasen and Florence Schultz and your whole team for the great work. It is sincerely appreciated, and we're thrilled to get another clean audit for our fiscal year. So thank you.
I think this deserves a nice round of applause for that team. Thank you again for your assistance, and we look forward to more.
Thank you, Mayor. Members,
thank you. We move to communication from citizens. As listed, members of the public may comment on matters within the jurisdiction of the town, but not on the agenda. The council's response is limited to responding to criticism, asking staff to review a matter commented upon, or asking that a matter be put on a future agenda. Vice Mayor Cooper, what request do we have tonight?
I have a request here. It's not marked communications from citizens, but I believe it is from Guy Dreyer.
Guy, what at the podium? Thank you for coming. We'll invite you to speak. And for the record, if you could state your name if you are a Gilbert resident, and then you'll be given 3 minutes to speak, please.
Thank you. My name is Guy Dreyer. I'm not a resident of Gilbert. I'm a small business owner in Gilbert. My address is 8048 North Gilbert Road. My business name is Pawn First. I came before this council approximately 2 years ago and asked to be granted a use permit to operate a pawn shop on the corner of Gilbert and Guadalupe. Since then, I've gone ahead and I'm opened up and moving on, and I'm in 4 different cities other than Gilbert, and we're trying to expand. And I went through 6 building permits to get it open. It was a rough road. I'm a licensed general contractor, and I will say it was a tough road, and I think there needs to be some implementation of a little easier road to bring businesses in and open them up. I do both ends, and I tell you, I've been in a lot of cities, and it's harder here than most. That's not my complaint tonight, though, but that's just constructive criticism. My complaint tonight is after I opened up with 6 different building permits, that 7 months later I had a fire inspector come in to do a random audit on my building over there. I put almost $200,000 into this build out, and I put roll shutters on the building, which I can prove are on. At the time of permit, I've had my inspectors, both fire and the building inspector, look at. I have notes of that. I have pictures of that. I have every documentation that you guys could see. But they came in afterwards and told me I needed to take down my shutter on the back door. We obviously store a lot of our customers' goods. We have a lot of gold. We have a lot of jewelry. We have, no matter what a customer's item is, it's important to them, and I have to protect it. It was permitted when I put it on, and they want me to now take it off. After 7 months of being operated and having to come in and want me to put exits on my door, want me to jump through hoops. By the way, they gave me a list of about 10 other items to do at the same time after 7 months. I feel like there's a big overreach of government going on right here and taking advantage of small business. I'm a pillar to the community. I'm not putting myself on any pedestal, but I keep a very, very tight operation there. We keep it clean. We keep the landscape done. I keep employees dressed professionally. You get greeted at the door. We did a beautiful job on the place, and I want to be a positive things for this community. I don't want to be a detriment to the community. I want to do a good job for everybody. But I'm very upset right now with the way I've been treated. I don't know if they treated everybody like this that comes to Gilbert. I don't understand how people could stay in Gilbert. I have to be able to operate the business. I have to be able to protect my assets. I hired an architect to try and fix this for me because I didn't get along with the fire inspector because he was unreasonable in my opinion. So I hired an architect to have him work with these guys and try and fix the problem. I paid him a fair amount of money to do that. He came up with a solution for him to try and give him an out to fix the problem. They wouldn't accept it. The solution is I have a 62 occupant load right now. We post a 49 occupant. Can I just have 1 more minute? We post a 49 occupant load, which would only require us to have 1 exit instead of 2. The most people I ever have in there is maybe 15 or maybe 20 if it's an unbelievable day. But we're talking about a 49 occupant load. It'll never happen. And I'm asking them to do that so I can have 1 exit so I can lock the back shutter. They suggest I put bars on. My businesses, I try not to put bars on because I want to be reputable. I want it to look nice. I don't understand. I don't know what to do. I'm asking for relief tonight. I'm asking for you guys to take a look at it. I'm reasonable. I told them that I would put on a manual override inside it that you could roll up manually instead of electric. I want to be reasonable. I want to be good. I don't want to be, I'm the party breaker here tonight. Everything's been real positive. I don't want to be that way. But they've been really unreasonable, and I'm trying to figure out what to do, and I'm asking for some relief.
Guy, thank you. As I read in the communication from citizens, we have limited abilities to respond, and so wonderful feedback, helpful feedback, and so I now turn to our town leadership. We have Guy's contact information. We'll pass it on to you and ask for a follow-up. Thank you. We move to the consent calendar. All items listed on the consent calendar may be approved by a single motion unless removed at the request of council for further discussion or action. Other items on the agenda may be added to the consent calendar and approved under a single motion. To the council, I believe that we've all seen that there was an extra item added since our study session on Tuesday night. So we have 4A and 4B. Vice Mayor Cooper, do we have any requests?
We do not, Mayor. And
I will entertain a motion.
I would move to approve the consent calendar items 4, 4A, and 4B.
Is there a second? There's a motion and a second. Please vote. Those are approved with a 7-0 vote. Thank you. We have 3 public hearing items, as noted on the agenda. Items 5 through 7 will be heard at one public hearing, at which time anyone wishing to comment on a public hearing item may do so. Vice Mayor Cooper, let me ask at this point, do we have any requests to speak on these 3 items?
I haven't been given any, Mayor.
Okay. Then I will ask council, I'll turn to my right and left, are there any of these 3 items that council members would like to discuss? I open the public hearing on items 5 through 7 and will entertain any additional discussion before I close the public hearing. Okay, I close the public hearing on items 5 through 7 and will entertain a motion.
Mayor Lewis, I move to approve items 5, 6, and 7.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Please vote.
Clarify that for Jared.
Mayor, I apologize for maybe not knowing, maybe I just have a point of order. I probably have a different vote on number 5 from the others, and
Mayor Lewis,
I
I
didn't
will
know
amend my motion then to be items 6 and 7.
Okay, thank you. So we'll go 6 and 7.
And I second.
Okay, thank you. So please vote on 6 and 7. 6 and 7 approved with a 7-0 vote. Agenda item 5, is there a motion?
Mayor, I move to approve agenda item 5.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, please vote. It's approved with a 6-1 vote. Thank you. Administrative items. The agenda item number 8, and Vice Mayor Cooper, did we have any requests to speak on 8?
No, sir.
Okay. Dawn, if you could give us the overview of our budget report for November 2012, please. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm Dawn Irvine, the manager of the Office of Management and Budget here at the Town of Gilbert. I have a quick overview for you this evening. In your packet, you'll see that our budget report this month is very consistent with a lot of the issues that we've been discussing over the last few months. Our revenues are consistently moving forward. We're continuing to keep an eye on that, and of course, we'll be coming back to the council over the next few months with updates as we enter the legislative session for this year. What I did want to draw your attention to very quickly on the expense summary side, there are a couple of items where you can see there are some variances, and particularly in the police and fire departments, we simply wanted to highlight that when we compare the expenditures this year compared to the spending patterns of last year, there are a couple of differences which are highlighted here before you today. Primarily in the police department, we'd had 18 sworn vacancies last year. We are not seeing the same rate of vacancies on the sworn side, and so you'll see that we're spending our personnel budgets in a more steady manner than what we had seen last year with those vacancies. And additionally, we have some computer equipment that rather than being purchased throughout the year, we were able to do all at once. And so you'll see again, as we're looking at the amount of the budget that was spent, because we made those expenditures early on and all at once, it shows up as a variance in the report. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you. Any questions for Dawn? Dawn, thank you. Agenda item number 9, board, commissions, and committee updates. I'll turn to my right first. And my left, Councilmember Cook.
I'd like to borrow a phrase from you, Mayor Lewis, that on Monday it was a great day in Gilbert. The HR CAP Commission had its inaugural Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Day. And we had about 1,500 individuals come to that event. So being our first event for MLK, I think it was just a home run. So We want to thank all the volunteers, all the board members that participated. We had some wonderful sponsors. Grand Canyon University was a major sponsor there. They had their choral team sing traditional gospel music. We had the Buffalo Soldiers there. We just had a wonderful day.
Thank you. That was another great day in Gilbert. And I guess I could say I second everything Councilmember Cook said, and to all those who participated, we express appreciation, all those who came. And Redemption Church was the host site, and we express appreciation to them too. Other comments from the council on boards, commission, committee updates? Thank you. We'll move to agenda item number 10, future meetings. Remind the council that next Tuesday night we have a joint meeting with the Small Business Alliance at 7 p.m. Anything else on future meetings? Agenda item number 11, a report from town manager on current events.
Nothing tonight, Mayor.
Thank you. Agenda item number 12, report from the council on current events. Okay. Agenda item 13, report from mayor on current events. Tuesday night in the community, we celebrated a groundbreaking for the banner, MD Anderson Cancer Center Phase 2. That will be 111,000 square foot addition, and we look forward to that. Also on Wednesday afternoon, the chamber recognized the Businesswoman of the Year, and it was Adelaida Severson, and we congratulate all of the nominees and Adelaida for her recognition. And then yesterday there was also a very successful Small Business Summit. Council members had a chance to attend that, and we congratulate the Small Business Alliance for their efforts in a wonderful summit. The Campo Verde High School is the host site this week for a youth leadership conference, and express our recognition for their efforts for hosting students from all over the state. We understand all of our Gilbert hotels are filled, and we're excited about that. And I think I'm down to my last note. Proclamation declaring 49ers as the official favorite team of the town of Gilbert. Is that what this proclamation says? And on that note, meeting adjourned. Thank you.